Now we review the 2024 film, Shrouds. Ladies and gentlemen, I love science fiction. And when I heard that the film Shrouds from 2024 was science fiction, I had to see it. Okay? So the premise here is that there is a man, very wealthy man, who has invented a death shroud that permits you to watch your beloved decay. Seriously. You wrap them in this thing, you put them in the ground, it scans their body, and gives you a real-time reconstruction of what it looks like for them to rot. His wife has, of course, died, and now he's watching her decay, and weird stuff happens, like the cemetery is vandalized, and there appears to be a strange plot involving intelligence moving based on his technology. Okay? This is a very bizarre brain bender of a film. It really is out there. And an interesting thing about this particular film is there is a lot of sex and nudity, but it's not traditional sex and nudity. Like, there is a scene where you see his wife after a mastectomy. So she's got one breast, one of her arms is partially missing, and she's completely nude, and they still decide to have sex. It's a bizarre movie. And I mean, you see old men and old women naked. They're very in shape old men and old women. They're the kind of old men and old women you would expect to work in the medical field as doctors, because they are in really great shape for what they are. And the special effects here are top notch. I mean, I didn't look into it to see if that woman actually had these operations, but there's scenes of her body being whole and naked. So it looks like that's green screen. And for green screen, it is some very effective green screen. But it's just the strangeness of this. I mean, it's these death shrouds, for example. There's a scene where they're eating in this very posh restaurant next to the graveyard. And in these cases, you see the death shrouds, which look somewhat similar to something you would see on Star Trek, really. And there's even a scene where the guy puts on his own death shroud and you see inside his body and whatever have you. So there is a strong anatomy to this. You could even classify this as extremely light body horror. But the transformations of the body are not unrealistically horrific, which is more typical of body horror. So this film it's a very strange film, but the subject matter is really in your face. I mean, I have to say, this is an excellent movie. It's well done, it's subtle, it's cold, it's like death itself, and it's very blunt in how it pushes the topic into your face. And in the end, you kind of ask yourself, was all that worth it? Does all this fit together? You're left with a feeling of kind of scratching your head at Shrouds. And that's one of the things that makes it a good movie, is it's not designed to answer the question, it's designed to make you ask it. So yes, I would have to say that Shrouds belongs at the top of your watch list. It's a very bizarre film. But bizarre films are different, and if you're tired of the common, boring Hollywood slop they keep slapping at you these days, Shrouds is a great alternative. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. I'm Richard.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Fred the Facehugger, and I'd like to point out that this world isn't a nice place. But you know who's trying to make it a nice place? The owner of this channel, yes. The owner of this channel does things like pay for ocean cleanup, and have trees planted, and even feed orphans in an orphanage in Mexico. Yes, it's a real thing. I'm not kidding. I may be a face-hugging alien from a horror movie, but I'm not a liar. Anyway, when you comment, like, and subscribe, you're supporting that better world, and whereas it may not make a big difference, it may be the difference between one more tree planted, one more pound of trash out of the ocean, or one child not going hungry tonight. So, think about it. Shouldn't you comment? Shouldn't you like? Shouldn't you subscribe? I certainly would if I were you. I'm Fred.